Hey everybody, it's Cheyenne and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about fluoride. Now this video I've been kind of putting off because if you work in the dental field or if you are a dental assistant, whatever, you know, this is a very controversial topic in the dental field. And as someone that's also worked in the schools and has had to ask permission from parents to give children fluoride and things like that, I have been yelled at, I have been written, you know, mean notes and everything else about fluoride. And I just want to say that this is just my personal opinion about fluoride. And if you don't feel comfortable giving it to your children, or if you don't feel comfortable taking it yourself, that's completely fine. It's your body. You can do, you know, what you want to do. It's your body. This is just my personal opinion as someone that's worked in the dental field for over 6 years now, that has seen what fluoride can do to teeth and what the lack of fluoride does to teeth. Now, I personally, before becoming a dental assistant, didn't really think about fluoride. My mother or my parents were not concerned about fluoride. It was never really a conversation. I would get fluoride when I went to the dentist, but my parents were never ones that were against or for fluoride. It's just what the dentist recommended, so I always got fluoride. And as I got older, especially when I started working in the dental field, I didn't notice how upset some people were over fluoride until I started working in the schools. And I worked in a sealant and fluoride program where we would send out permission slips and then we would get them back, and then we would go to the schools and place sealants and fluoride on the students that their parents gave permission for us to do so. And the notes we would get on some of these permission slips, or it was crazy. We would get big Sharpies over our permission slips like, you are poisoning the children, you're poisoning America, you're killing everybody, these crazy things like, do not go near my child, you are a threat. Like, we'd get these crazy messages. And I understand that there are a lot of things in this world that we do that are very scary, and there's things that are toxic that we consume every day that, if in large quantities, can be toxic, and fluoride's one of them. If you're drinking gallons of fluoride, yeah, it's toxic. But as someone also that's been in the dental field, the children that I see or adults that come in that are against fluoride, they usually have a lot more tooth decay. It's very rare that I see someone come in that's against fluoride that doesn't have any cavities. And I'm saying that because in my state where I live, in Oregon, fluoride's not in the water. Now, if you live in another state where fluoride is in your water, then yeah, maybe you don't need fluoride applications at your dentist's office. You don't need, you know, fluoride in your toothpaste. You may not need that, but where I live, there is no fluoride in the water. So I believe that you need fluoride in your toothpaste. You need fluoride in your water. I think fluoride is an element that really helps the enamel of our tooth structure. It helps fight against cavities. And as someone that has seen so many people that are against fluoride and how much tooth decay that they have, it's so hard for me not to be like, just use the fluoride. But you know, it's hard to not want to just be like, hey, you have cavities, and everyone else that I see that uses fluoride does not have cavities. And there's lots of other factors. I don't want to sit here and just say, oh, it's just because they don't use fluoride, because, you know, it depends on home care and everything else as well. I seen a guy the other day that says that he only uses a toothbrush and water to brush his teeth, and he's been doing that for the past 7 years, and he didn't have any cavities. Now, his bone health wasn't great. He had perio disease, so he had some deep pockets, but he didn't have any cavities. And that's another factor too, is people really only, which is probably another debate, but people only think about if their mouth is healthy or not if they have cavities. And that's not the case either. You can have no cavities, but you could have really bad perio disease, which means that the bone around your teeth is weak. You're losing bone around your teeth and you have deep pockets. And if that's the case, then you can still lose teeth. If you don't have any bone to hold your teeth in there, then you're gonna lose those teeth. It doesn't matter if you have cavities or not, but that's another debate. Back to fluoride. As someone that's always used fluoride, that continues to use fluoride, I believe it really helps my teeth. I have a few cavities that are considered, you know, small, that haven't entered my dentin yet, that was diagnosed with, I think like 5 years ago. And I use an extra strength fluoride paste to keep those cavities from getting larger, and it works for me. I think it's worked really, really well. I think fluoride can help fight tooth decay. I think it keeps our enamel strong. I think if you have a small cavity, if you use a fluoride toothpaste, you know, every day, or, you know, a high fluoride toothpaste that you can get as a prescription toothpaste, it can help keep that cavity small so you don't have to get a filling. So I really believe in fluoride and what it can do for our teeth. Now, there is that whole debate that it's toxic. And yes, it is toxic if you have large amounts, just like everything in this world can be toxic if you have large amounts. Now, there are different factors as well. Children, when you have a child, when I have a child, if they're, you know, an infant or a toddler, I'm not going to give them fluoride toothpaste because I can't monitor how much they're swallowing. So I'm going to wait until they're older and then give them like a supplement. And then when they get older and I know they're spitting out their toothpaste, then yes, they'll get fluoride toothpaste. I do not recommend giving fluoride toothpaste to, you know, children below the age of like 4, 5, because they're swallowing a lot of their toothpaste and you can't monitor how much fluoride they're receiving. As an adult, do not swallow your toothpaste. Spit that toothpaste out, you know, don't be swallowing your toothpaste. You shouldn't be swallowing all that toothpaste. There might be a little bit that you're swallowing here and there, but you know, that's the reason why you don't want to give it to little kids, because you can't monitor it. So when they get to a certain age, usually around 3, the dentist will recommend a fluoride supplement, which is like a tablet or a gel, so you can monitor how much fluoride they're getting, so you can make sure their teeth are growing and strong, and their adult teeth that they're going to get one day have, you know, tough enamel, and there's not any tooth decay in there. And like I've said before, as a dental assistant, most of the people that I see that do not believe in fluoride, they have cavities, and their children have cavities, and it's sad because they're so stuck on this no fluoride thing. And I just want to look at them and be like, but you know, I just want them to see like the first few patients before them that use fluoride, and then versus them that don't, and the tooth decay that they have. It's just sad to me. And I think you know, there's good and bad with the internet. There's so much stuff out there on the internet that people are researching all this stuff and they're like, this is bad, this is good, don't use this, use that. And it's great. We have a lot of information at our fingertips, but some stuff is just, it doesn't need to be so investigated. And who knows, you know, like there's so many things that people are saying is bad for us. And just someone that's been in the dental field for a long time, I think fluoride is good. I will 100% let my children use fluoride toothpaste. I will continue to use fluoride toothpaste. And yeah, I'm 100% for fluoride. Now, as a dental assistant that works in a dental office, and my advice to other dental assistants is you never want to argue with the patient. If you go to put fluoride on their teeth and they say they don't want it and they want to go off about how they don't like fluoride, let them tell you why they don't like fluoride. Don't try to convince them. You're not going to convince them. People have their own opinions, and that's great. And this is my opinion. You have your opinion if you don't like fluoride, but don't argue with them and try to convince them to like fluoride. Just let it go and say, okay, you know, I totally understand. And you can explain why you recommend it, but don't argue with them. Just let them tell you their point and just be like, okay, that's fine. You know, you don't have to put fluoride on their teeth. And then if your dentist wants to talk to them about it, they can, or their hygienist. But as a dental assistant, I don't feel like that's my place. I'm not going to argue with the patient and try to get them to use fluoride if they don't want to. And before I give out toothpaste and everything, I also do say that there's fluoride in it, so they don't get upset if I give them fluoride toothpaste or whatever that may be. Just don't argue with your patient. You're not going to win the argument, and it doesn't look good on you to be arguing with the patient. When I worked in the schools, it was sad to see parents say no to sealants because they didn't want plastics in their mouth, and to say no to fluoride because they felt that it was toxic. And then you see their child and they had really bad tooth decay, and you know these poor children are in pain because they don't have good home care and they're not brushing their teeth and they're not getting fluoride. So their teeth are not strong. They're not fighting against that cavity. But That's just my opinion on fluoride. I think it's great. I think it's good for your teeth. I've seen so many people that it works for, that has stopped cavities from getting larger, that people have come in with lots of tooth decay that we've taken care of all their fillings, and then we get them on a high fluoride toothpaste, and then they come in for a couple years or years and years and years, and they don't have any more cavities, and they're brushing regularly, and they're taking care of their teeth. I think fluoride is great for our teeth. Now, like I said in the beginning, Oregon doesn't have it in their water, so I think you should get it from your dental office or from your toothpaste. But if you do have it in your water, then you might not need it from your dental office. But yeah, that's just my opinion on fluoride. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave your opinions down below. I'm curious what you think about fluoride, even if you're not for it. Tell me your opinion on it. I like this to be an open conversation. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.